is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Oh, they use Allah, what to buy, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Salam alaikum, alaikum, assalami. Salam alaikum, say na based on we want. But no be Muslim, is not a Christian. And we are there for Bible, make we kill ourselves. Salam alaikum, alaikum, assalami. Salam alaikum, say na based on we want. But no be Christian, is not a Muslim. And we are there for Torah, make we bomb ourselves. They come from Shad, they want on with terrorists. Come from Niger, they want on with terrorists. Every day by day, them are bombing our schools, killing our youth, say we know they happy. So they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Oh, they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Prophet Muhammad is the road to Allah. Prophet Muhammad, no, they keep for Allah. In the preach peace, so the unbelievers change your ways and turn to Allah. Prophet Muhammad is the road to Allah. Prophet Muhammad, no, they keep for Allah. In the preach peace, so the unbelievers they can change our ways and turn to Allah. The wages of sin, say my brother, are dead. Wages of sin, say my sister, are dead. Repent and have eternal life. Make you feel bad our guests now we know they happy. No, they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. No, they use Allah, what could they keep people? Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is crazy, oh, they keep saying. No, they use Allah, what could they keep people?
Hello, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Good afternoon, good morning. My name is Temitope Olodo. I'm a counterterrorism expert, author, and president of African Security Forum. And today we are actually going to be talking about Nigerian separatist leaders and terrorism, because a lot has been happening in the last 2 weeks. And what I need you to do for me right now is to like this page, share this page, tell your friends that I'm live and I'll be talking about, Nigerian separatists. What's the reason for the agitations? Are the agitations legitimate? Do they have a right to protest? Do they have a right to freedom of expression? Is it right that they are arrested in the middle of the night? Is it right that they are adopted from wherever they are coming from, wherever they have resided or stayed temporarily and brought back to Nigeria just because they hold a Nigerian passport, even though they have other passports on them? So that is the question we're going to be dealing with today. And I felt, there is no other better way to dive into the issue than more or less to look at some of the things that some of these leaders have said in the past, because listening to what people have said in the past more or less gives us an understanding what they said in the past and what their members have said about them. That gives us a bit of an understanding of their mindset, and then we'll be able to more or less talk about them. So let me start with the most obvious one, which is Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOD. Please listen to what he's got to say in the past, and then we could use that.
We have cowards and spineless, lily-livered idiots as governors. They have given over our land to the Janjaweed to occupy in perpetuity. This very generation, this very IPOB will not tolerate it. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We would rather all perish and die than to allow our land to be taken over by the Janjaweed. It cannot happen. This is a warning to all the governors who are conspiring due to one political consideration or the other to give our land to infidels and blood-sucking demons from the Sahel. It cannot happen, not under our watch. It's not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever.
Okay, not under our watch, not now, not forever. So watch this video and
We
will
were
give you a
arrested
bit
at
of an understanding.
Agubikwo local government in Ebonyi State after a meeting. So we are trying to go to Oneke's police station. So after said and done, we launched at Okpoko Zekona at Oneke. Before we got information that the soldiers has blocked the road to the station. So for us to now return to our camp, on getting to Agobia Parish, the vigilante now caught us. So after everything, they called the Bago Security Network. They now took us to the station. But if I'm referring to the indigenous people of Biafra, that is IPOB.
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
Are you in school?
Yes,
Which class? What class?
SS2.
How were you recruited? How did you get involved with that?
It was on 17th January 2015 when my cousin, which is named Kelechi, came to me. So he based at Lagos. So he was telling me that IPOB, that they don't like the way the Fulani herdsmen are maltreating our brothers. So that they have to divide Nigeria so that they can stay on their own to avoid any maltreatment. So that was how was he was telling me on that 17th night, that 17th January. So after everything, I sat down. That was 18th. I sat down. I was thinking that this what this my brother told me is true. So after everything, I listened to a broadcast of Nnamdi Kanu about the Fulani herdsmen. So after everything, I decided to join them. So I didn't join that 215. I stayed 216. Then 217, I joined them. So that was how I joined the IPOB.
Okay. Let's go back to the meeting you talked about. The meeting was what was it all about?
We have two purposes for the meeting. Number one, that Oneke police station. Then two, how to visit our brothers. How to go and bring back our brothers in Imo State. For this all this crisis in Imo State, it's also for people from Ebonyi that joined with Imo State. So this was the two reasons why we joined why we called for the meeting.
Alright, so how were you arrested?
Okay, it was on Sunday night. After we are going back, it has okay. Let me say it's on Monday morning, early morning, because it's almost to. I left the school that I slept that night by 5:16. So on my mind is that the vigilante has all of them has gone home or they have slept off. So I entered bike with one of our comrades. So we now move. Then on getting to Agobia, so they shouted at us we should stop. So we stop. They asked us where we coming from. So we pretended as if we are securities at the school. So but they pull our clothes and saw the mark that they saw at the body of others. So they now say we are members. So which true we are members of IPOB freedom fighters.
Okay. What about the killing of the soldiers? were you involved in any way, or did you know any person that was involved?
Many was involved, but like I knew it was about four of them. That was Sonny, Onyami, Danny, the one that drive keke, and one called Monday. Then I was the one that sent to go for that Amasre Junction to spy at that place. So on getting there, I called them and gave them every information. So not less than 30 minutes they arrived. So that was how the clean of the soldiers was organized.
Okay, let's look at your expertise, in arranging directions for the attackers. Tell us more about that. You are good in map drawing for IPOB.
Yes, I draw map, I spy, I give information, I rescue.
Do you fire?
I didn't fire.
But your own is to spy.
Yes,
Draw
and
map.
give information and draw map. Yes.
So far, your own group, of the IPOB freedom fighters, how many people have they killed so far? That's the military and the police.
That was last year during the NSAS. We lost three of our comrades, which was the one they killed. One of them was killed here. Then two of them was at CPS on the day of CPS.
What about security officers? Have your group or your arm killed anyone?
They have killed many of them because the one of Isheke, it was also organized by our group. The one of Oneke was also our group. The one of Ono Ebonyi is also our group. So the one of that CPS, the arms we collected was held by the Onyami, which is known as Francis Nkwede. So after said and done, when we was arrested, I just decided because I didn't expect that IPOB would lead me to police station. I've never expected that IPOB, as in, I've not even dreamed it for one day, think that one day like this that I'll be handcuffed in a police station. So after everything, I decided that I will remove everything concerning IPOB from my body.
Okay. So you had him as a boy, a minor, who was well, bought over by the narrative of Nnamdi Kanu and got involved in violence extremism. So that is we're talking of now in the southwest, in the southeast. That is Nnamdi Kanu and some of his rhetorics. He has many rhetorics, including putting a bounty on the head of a governor. So that is the rhetoric from him. Let's listen to the rhetorics from uh, let's listen to rhetorics of those from the, from the northeast.
والله على ما نقول شهيد التكبير
We have now joined with our Ikhwan, but after some mistakes that has occurred in between us, and we are now together. So we are saying to our Ikhwan, we should not relent in our effort to fight the kuffar.
waɗanda muke Sambisa a dajin Sambisa. To alhamdulillah muna arna ku sani ba za mu daina yakan ku ba har abadan kun shiga uku.
Let everybody come to worship Allah. Our hadaf in this world is not to kill people, but to bring them into the Islam.
يا من له قلب سميع مبصر اختروا طريقك يا أخ الجبهات ما عاد وقت للنزاع فساح.
Okay, so again, another video from the north. Those are the ones that are operating in the northeast. Some of them have become hybrid. And when I say hybrid, they become hybrid bandits who are a mixture of bandits and former Boko Haram fighters, causing havoc across the northwest, north central a bit, and up there in the northeast. So again, I'll be talking about the evolving threat that is going to face Nigeria. It's not just about terrorism, it's about individuals getting involved in violence extremism and they are taking them young. Remember, we have over 10 million out of school children. Those are children that will end up being uh, recruited, into this violence extremism. And in the south there are a lot of even graduates that are jobless. So there's no way you will go to work, from morning to night, and then you end up get home and say that it's agitation that you want to go for if you have a good life. If like their counterparts in UK, their counterparts in America, they could finish school, get a job, and their job they'll be able to get a car, buy a brand new car. Would they want to actually say they want to get involved in any form of violence extremism? Very difficult. Now let's look at the southwest now, because we've done the southeast, we've done the north. Let's now look at the southwest and look at those responsible for some of the issues in the southwest, and let's see if it makes sense to you in terms of some of the things they're saying. Let's see if
ọlọ́run tí n bá fi kún tí n bá yọkù tí n bá fi parọ́ ó kèmí àti ẹ̀.
Allahu Akbar.
ìgbà tí mo ń jagun lọ ní Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ tógun gbóná.
ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tó lè lọ níta gbangba ni.
dáadáa
tọ̀
tí ogun gbóná.
torí ẹ̀yẹ tí ń wò yín lọ́wọ́ báyìí wọ́n lé ní 1,000 yẹn o.
mo ń jagun lọ ní Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ tí ogun gbóná. kí ni mo sọ fún yàrá tí ogun gbóná. wọ́n ń pè mí kan ní akarabata ní Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ àwọn ọmọ Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ tí wọ́n program ó pè confam. wọ́n ń pè mí kan ní AP wèrè kan wá dúró ń bẹ̀ orúgbá lórí. àwọn Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ wá sọ pé ó ń gbé ẹbọ bọ̀ nígboro Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ ó wá fèsì Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ ó rìn bọ̀. ẹnìkan wá sọ pé bọ̀bọ̀ tí wọ́n fi ẹbọ yẹn rán ló ń gbẹ́bọ ẹbọ yẹn gbogbo Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ bá rẹ̀ sí yín ìbọn sí pápá pàdàdàdà pópó pápá. wọn náà lọ gbé Sunday Igboho wá ní wọ́n gbé mi dé ọ̀kadà mọ́mọ́gùn má gbọ́ ọ̀kadà mi dé gíìmù tí ń bọ́lẹ̀ lórí ọ̀kadà jìgà tí mo ń nà ẹbọ sí tàtà kọba. mọ̀nà eléyìí dira pé mo tún gbé súnmọ́ kàkà kọba. mo tún ní àyè pé ń bọ̀ yà wọ́n ní àti gbé súnmọ́ close range láwà tátátátá. mo ní ẹ mọ́ ìbọn sí mọ́síkò gbogbo ẹ̀yẹn dúró dáwọ̀ bọ́ dúró ẹjọ́ lọ mú láàyè gbogbo oògùn tó bá rí kó ní lónìí.
tó tú Ọlọ́run.
bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé gbólóhùn wàá mọ́fọ̀ bọ́nú. báwọn ìyá mi ń bọ̀ wọ́n ní ìlànà ọ̀rẹ́ pé bá ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn àbá àmọ́ wà mo ní nípa oríṣiríṣi lẹ́nu.
ẹ má pè lónìí.
bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pé bá máa rìn lọ. bí mo ṣe ń rìn lọ yẹn àwọn fẹ́ yìnbọn sí mi náà tátátá mo fẹ́ pàdé bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn nígbà tí ń pàdé àṣewèrè.
Inna lillahi.
tí n bù sọ ní yìnyín mọ́ wèrè rẹ̀.
ẹni tẹ́ gbogbo yín ti yìnbọn sí látà.
zombi bá mi wá bá mo dọ́dọ̀ àyẹn wèrè nígbà tá a tún àkísà.
Allahu Akbar.
wèrè gidi wèrè yẹn bẹ Mọ̀dákẹ́kẹ́ dọ̀la wèrè gidi.
Allahu Akbar.
ọlọ́run wa bá mi pé so gbogbo ogun tá a dé mọ́ra yìí àsọlọ́run pòwe fún wa.
ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lọ́run wí ni Ọlọ́run ní kullan yusibana illa ma kataba Allahu lana wa maulana wa ala Allah falyatawakkalul mutawakkil. Ọlọ́run lé mi Ọlọ́run kullan yusibana illa ma kataba Allahu lana wa maulana. Ọlọ́run ní nǹkan kan ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sẹ́dá àfi tọ́lọ́run bá kọ.
wàláì mo tí mo ń bẹ tí mo ń lọ yá o wèrè yẹn ìbọn ọba àwa lọ mo wá mú láàyè dé nígbà tí mo wá mú gbogbo àwa rí pé wèrè ni ẹ̀rọ Ọlọ́run bà mí.
Allah.
mo wá délé mo wá jókòó pé ọlọ́mọ tóbi lọ́ba o.
ọba tó bò háyà.
so gbogbo ìgbàdí mi gbogbo olóńdè mi tí mo dè mọ́ra yìí. so Ọlọ́run ló ń dáàbò bò mí sá.
àṣé kò nítumọ̀.
àṣé kò nítumọ̀ kankan wájú Ọlọ́run.
That is Sunday Igboho talking about some of his atrocity, in Ife Morekeke war, and how he was shooting, and he's confessing, he's confessing to actually getting involved in some of the things that resulted in the loss of many lives. But let's not open that can of worms again. But there's something he said there. He said that all his charms, all his, he reflected back, having shot at a madman in close range. So attempted murder, everything there. For those that are lawyers, attempted lawyers, attempted murder. He said he intentionally shot at the man, but the bullets were not penetrating the gentleman. So they thought the guy had been soaked in traditional arms, and all those things, charms. So they picked him up at close range, found out that he was a madman. So he said he went on and he reflected that even with all the things that I had on me, it has not made any difference. Now, if you're watching me right now, share this page, like this page, because we're going to actually be talking about Sunday Igboho and the fact that with all the charms that he had, he said if he believed that if the only thing that was protecting him was God, and indeed it has shown that when the DSS went to his house, it was only God that made him escape that house, not the affairs that they talk about, the disappearing charms. He left, and the commander in chief of the Yoruba nation had to find a way to leave the battlefield because the battlefield was becoming too hot for him. But not only did he leave the battlefield, he tried to escape Nigeria completely with a Benin Republic passport. Now, this is a man that lives in Nigeria, and how suddenly between 1st of July and 19th of July, when he was arrested on the trying to board a flight out of Benin Republic in Cotonou, he now had a passport, a Benin Republic passport. It's either he got that passport. It's either he got that passport because he got that passport because he has family in Benin Republic or is a citizen of Benin Republic that many of us were not aware that he was a citizen. But those are things that the Benin Republic authority will need to look into because it shows the weakness in their immigration state or immigration system that a man who is well known in Nigeria, who has never lived in Benin Republic, now has a Benin Republic passport. But far above that, the Nigerian authority also need to start asking questions. Because if you put a man on a no-fly list, on a no boundary restriction, more or less like a house arrest, yet he was able to travel out of Nigeria, shows the porousness of the Nigerian border and the fact that anybody can enter and get out of Nigeria freely, and that is another issue. That's another issue. So a person can go to Nigeria, commit a crime, and actually get out successfully. The only reason they will be able to get this individual is because he's a known person. What it means is that people can come in, assassinate who they want to assassinate, do whatever havoc they want to do. If they are not a known face, they can easily escape it. So that is part of the lessons that we have learned, at least from that part. But the question that many people are asking is, why is Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu the ones that are being targeted and not, those in the north who have created all kinds of havoc and have been doing all kinds of havoc. So if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page, I want you to share this page, and I want you to tell your friends I'm live looking into this issue, and I'm going to try and play another video so that you can understand exactly where we're coming from in terms of some of the things that we are looking at. Okay, we played this one before, so let's look at another video. Hold on. These are some of the things that are causing the challenges in Nigeria. Because when you have people that come on air talk
will
rubbish
present
like
a
this.
candidate that will balance our 4 years before we go into rotation. But we are not asking for, like you call it, third time. No, we are not asking for third time. Nobody asks for third time. We will never ask for third time. We are democratic. We believe in democracy, and we are practicing democracy. That was why we said politics is a game of number, and we know we have the numbers. We are 120 million population from the north. Then the Fulanis have 40 million in population, and if you put that together, that will give you 160 million. And you can, out of the approximately 210 million as in being envisaged, the population of Nigeria, when you take 160 million out of 210 million, what is the balance? About 70 million. I cannot see how.
So the man have done his mathematics. Actually, I think he needs to go back to school. If you deduct 160 million from 210 million, what you get is 50 million. So he's saying the rest of the Nigerian population is 50 million. They have 210 million, and that's 270 million. Let me not even join him. I don't want him to corrupt my mathematics. So they have 160 million, and that 160 million, they are going to overrun Nigeria. It's important to highlight that since Nigeria have been voting, there've never been a time when Nigeria have a registered number of voters that exceed 90 million. In fact, the highest they've had is 84 million registered voters. I said registered voters, not people that voted. The people that voted are ranging between 34 million to 29 million. And I think it was even in the First Republic that they even had, they're during the Obasanjo's time that they had the 34 million. All the ones with Buhari have always been between 26 and 28 million. And Buhari, who is the most popular current leader from the north, have only managed to get 12 million votes. He never got beyond 12 million votes. He was able to get 15 million votes, which was 12 million plus other places because of the Tinubu factor. So when somebody is now telling us that the whole of the north is now 160 million and that whole 600 million will vote, they play into the hands of people like Sunday Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu, who believe that they are being swamped, that there is no fairness in the structure, and that they will be overrun and things like that. So that is part of the problem we have now. Sunday Igboho have been picked up. Sunday Igboho is going to face the Waterloo, is going to face the music, and people have been asking, can he be brought back from Benin? And there are a lot of lawyers that say, oh, Sunday Igboho had actually submitted his application for asylum, and I submitted his application for asylum, and so for that reason, for that reason, they can't touch him and he can't do that. Now, if he submitted, I'm going to fault that analysis, and I'm faulting it from my experience having worked up to director level in UK Border Agency. So I speak from a place of an understanding of the immigration rules of the asylum process, even if it's different from the one that takes place in Benin Republic. Generally, when you're talking about asylum, which is political asylum, there are certain things that surround it, and I want to more or less punch a hole in that discussion based on the material, the information that's available to us. Information available to us said that he moved into Benin the same day he was arrested. So it wasn't like he's been living in Benin, in Cotonou for the past 1 week or 2 weeks. So that means that his asylum application was submitted in absentia. Now, for you to claim asylum, you must be there and put your hands up and say, yes, I want to claim asylum. And at that point, they will take you in, they'll process your papers or your documentation, and they will say, okay, you can move freely within our country, pending when we make a decision. Now, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with what has been said so far, because the analysis that have been given is that he arrived in Benin Republic just few hours before he traveled. He was trying to travel. Now, how can somebody be claiming asylum in the country and at the same time is jetting out of that country? It does not make sense, because when you claim asylum and you are submitting, you're meant to be submitting your passport. If you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page, and let's talk intelligently, because I'm talking intelligently. If you are claiming asylum in a country, how can you be claiming asylum in a country where you have a full citizenship passport, which is the Benin Republic passport that he was arrested with? So, you see, there's a lot of stories that is not making sense. So, is he using a fake Benin Republic passport to travel out of the country? Or is it that he arrived in the country claimed asylum, and then went to the German embassy where he had a residence? Sorry. So, those are the issues. So, if you're watching me right now, I want you to like this page, I want you to share this page, and I want you to call your friends and let them know that I'm talking live on this issue, because these are some of the questions that people need to ask, because the whole thing is mobbed up. Now, I'm not condoning, the mannerism in which the DSS went to his house, mannerism in which they carried out that operation, which resulted in the death of 2 of his friends, of his colleagues or friends or people that work for him, and 12 others who are still detained, are still held. Why they're being held doesn't make sense, because normally if you're holding people on issue of whether they've committed an offense under terrorism or whatever, you must go to the court and seek permission, and that will have been in the public domain already, because they will need to have lawyers. They seem to have access to lawyers. That's a breach of their fundamental human rights. We must not allow that. So let me play this video so that you can understand some of the issues that we're dealing with here. Now, this is Sunday Igboho speaking about what happened in his house. Let's listen.
Yeah. I just hear place spray blade in the front, gunshot in front of my house. Papa, Papa. Sunday Igboho, come out. We are DSS, we are soldier, we are do this. So, and now I peeped through in the window. I saw them with uniform, DSS uniform, and soldier, Nigerian army. So I was, I was surprised that what is problem? Because I never kill anybody, I never fight with anybody. What I'm doing is to fight for my people. Then all the rally I'm doing is a peaceful rally. So I fight for my family, because all the Fulani bandits kill my family, rape them, kidnap them, take ransom from them. So that I know some government refuse to do the right thing for my family. That's why I come out to support my family, to fight for our rights. So I was surprised.
So you were in the house this morning when they came?
Yeah.
So we saw blood on the ground. We saw that were people killed? How many people were taken away? If people were taken away?
Yes, there was a 2 guy. There are 2 guys at the cave around 2 o'clock in the morning when shooting too much.
So you've heard him. They came to his house. He said shooting was all over. He managed to escape them there, and well, unfortunately, he wasn't too lucky in Benin, where he was arrested, and now they are trying to extradite him back to
ṣé
Nigeria.
òun dìde ń ṣe èmi ìwọrin ní Sunday Igboho mo wá bọ́ ọ̀tá o àbá nígbà tí wọ́n bá fi dọ̀tún la Buhari ó pàṣẹ láti Àbújá sọ́jà tí ó ka mọ́ta nkìdé yóò ju togun boko haram fẹ́ẹ́ jẹ́ Haúsá lọ wọn ò ríra wọn bẹ̀ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn ẹ̀ rí i pé wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ gbogbo táwọn ń ṣe ilé Haúsá tó ń mú jẹ yẹn tá a bá dẹ́rẹ̀ wò nísìn wọ́n yìí máa lọ́wọ́ torí pé àwọn Yorùbá kan náà ní ọ̀lọ́ bá wọn lọ́hùn tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọmọ bí wọ́n ṣe wọ́n ṣe nu pààyàn làwọn ọmọ ayọ́kìlá làwọn ọmọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n yẹn ta la parí ta ìyá yóò la parí.
So Sunday Igboho has spoken a lot and he said a lot of things. He's talked about getting weaponry, getting things and things like, and I think that's part of the reason why he has exposed himself. And my advice to anybody that, and this is my advice, I am of the opinion that you have a freedom of expression, you have a freedom to protest, and you have a right to say this is what we want, this is how I want it. I don't want to be part of Nigeria. If that is what you want, you have a right to say that. But what you don't have is the right to say there will be no election in 2023. That means you're infringing on other people's right, fundamental right to elect whoever they want. You have no right to say that you're going to ask other people to vacate a place. If you want to have people to vacate, even if you own the house and you want people to vacate the house, you have no right to go out and go and pick their luggage. You need to go to the court to get a possession order or eviction notice to ask them to leave your house. So if you can get eviction notice for a house you built to get people to vacate it, not to talk of a land that belong to your people. You can't just come in and say you're going to ask people to live like that. It does not work in a true democracy, and that is the problem. So it's those kind of rhetorics that cause the problem for Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, and the kind of challenges that will also cause problem for Boko Haram. Of course, those ones have loads of weapons, so they can face the government, as you could see from video that is trending now. Even and a jet was gunned down by these guys. Those ones are not playing jokes. They're not playing. So they even managed to bring down a jet. But luckily the pilot was rescued before they could get hold of him, which was their intention. And what we would have been seeing, God forbid, was a video of them beheading him. So there's a lot of problem in the north, there's a lot of problem in the southeast, there's a lot of problem in the southwest. And the question we need to ask ourselves is it right that uh, these guys, should government actually be engaging with these guys? Should they be talking to Nnamdi Kanu? Should they be talking to Igboho to try and bring them on board, try and explain to them, how they could use legitimate means to get what they want? So if you are watching me right now, I want you to like this page. I want you to share this page because I'm going to be signing off in the next few 5 minutes. If you have a question, please pass your question over. Let's deal with your questions. Let's talk about some of the things or concerns that you have, because the issue here is that uh, there's more likelihood they will be able to bring Sunday Igboho back to Nigeria. Um, Government can sign an undertaking to say that there will be no harm that will happen to him and that we have right to legal representation. And that's all they need to do. If they give that guarantee, then being a very small African country, I don't think they really want to mess with the federal might, because federal might at the moment they are gone is pointing at Sunday Igboho and anybody that tend to stand on their way, because they need to show Mr. President as a tough man. They need to show him as a former general who is able to rein in all these, as they will call them, miscreants who are causing headache in Nigeria. So that is exactly what they're planning to do. That is what they want to achieve, and that is the issues that we really, really need to look into in the next few days. It's going to be quite interesting to see if they could bring him home. Some people have cited the uh, the African chapter, Section 20 as his right, to avoid being extradited. But many people do not understand that if they will go to charge him, they're not going to charge him under ordinary law. They're going to charge him under terrorism. And terrorism is not just about carrying guns. It's about putting fear in people. The threat of it, even if you don't have the weapon, if I say I am going to bring 100 weapons and we're going to go into Ife area, we're going to go to Lagos, and we're going to ransack everybody and pick them up, definitely you could be tried under terrorism for that. So those are the kind of challenges, and many people that are moving, these people who are educated should have been advising them on that. If you want to fly out of the country, it will even be better for you to walk into another country that has no cooperation with Nigeria and actually use that as a basis for shifting out and moving on. But going to Benin, at least that's an example for him and for his followers who might be planning to travel back to UK or the others. Be careful, be careful, you know, because these guys are not playing and they are not playing at all. Okay, at this point, I'm going to be signing off. Thank you so much for watching me. I hope this video is helpful. Like I mentioned, both Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho can easily and successfully be tried under the counter-terrorism laws and anti-terrorism laws, not because of anything, because they have actually spoken about the terror they want to cause, and a lot of people, the government will be able to put have been under a lot of stress. So, and that's the way to get them out. That's the reason why it's important to toe the borderline. And you could see with the professor that is involved in the Yoruba Nation agitation. They've never gone to pick him. He's an elder statesman, but he knows what to say. He knows how to say it to convey his message. But you don't need to be militant in the way in which you provide, present yourself and all those things. You can also still be able to articulate whatever information you want to push out there to the public without bringing in violence or the threat of violence. Anyway, my name is Temitope Olodo, and at this point, I'll leave you with a video, and I hope you join us on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday 5 p.m. Join us. Let's talk about security, and we'll be doing both Yoruba and English language.
Sahara Productions. Though they use Allah, want to body keep people. Allah is great, yo, they keep message. Go around them, they keep people. Allah is great, you know, they keep message.